If somehow you still had dreams of working on the Ellen DeGeneres show, you may want to reconsider. On Thursday, July 16th, BuzzFeed News published a detailed report about the toxic work culture perpetuated by Ellen DeGeneres and her executive producers. Now, there have been rumors for years that DeGeneres is a difficult and even inconsiderate boss, along with testimonials on social media and reports in the entertainment press about her alleged behind-the-scenes meanness. In March, comedian and podcast host Kevin T. Porter posted a viral Twitter thread based on the argument that DeGeneres is notoriously one of the meanest people alive. Porter's post to raise money for the Los Angeles Food Bank began with, "Right now, we all need a little kindness. You know, like Ellen DeGeneres always talks about." Porter's tweet garnered more than 69,000 likes and numerous first, second, and third-hand stories, yet to be confirmed about DeGeneres being indifferent, snooty, or vindictive, from refusing to make eye contact with interns to almost getting a waitress fired for having a chipped nail, to actually getting a slightly autistic but friendly custodian fired for forgetting that he wasn't supposed to look at or speak to her. These reports are consistent with the tinge of mean-spiritedness that comes through in her interviews and segments on her show, The Daily Beast reported in April. For DeGeneres, being the queen of nice and relatable is an intrinsic part of her brand, The Daily Beast said. But in April, more than 30 people who long worked behind the scenes on her show went to Variety to air complaints about how the show handled switching to taping remotely due to COVID-19 shelter-in-place orders. Stage crew members said they were left without work, while the show was taped from DeGeneres' Southern California mansion. They alleged that top-level producers didn't communicate details about their jobs and how they would be paid during the shelter-in-place. Interestingly enough, when the lockdown started, Ellen said the following. More recently, DeGeneres' former bodyguard said he had a negative experience with her at the 2014 Oscars when she failed to acknowledge him, calling the TV host's treatment of others demeaning, BuzzFeed News reported. In addition to that, in July 2020, 10 former employees and one current Ellen employee went on the record anonymously, for fear of retribution from Ellen and the industry at large, describing a work environment filled with racism, fear, and intimidation. In the report, employees claimed that they were fired for taking bereavement days and medical leave, instructed to delete GoFundMe pages they started in order to pay for medical bills not covered by the health insurance they received from the show, and were instructed not to talk to Ellen if they saw her in the office. A black woman who worked for Ellen for a year and a half said she experienced racist comments, actions, and microaggressions, recalling a time when a writer claimed not to know who she was because they only knew the names of the white people who work here. When the former employee started to speak up about discrimination, she said her colleagues distanced themselves. A white male boss, meanwhile, told her he had some random black friend who had managed to get over such concerns. Here's what executive producers Andy Lassner, Ed Glavin, and Mary Kennelly had to say about the report. Over the course of nearly 2 decades, 3,000 episodes, and employing over 1,000 staff members, we have strived to create an open, safe, and inclusive work environment. We are truly heartbroken and sorry to learn that even one person in our production family has had a negative experience. It's not who we are, and not who we strive to be, and not the mission Ellen has set for us. For the record, the day-to-day responsibility of The Ellen Show is completely on us. We take all of this very seriously, and we realize, as many in the world are learning, that we need to do better, are committed to do better, and we will do better. Some former employees claim that those who submitted to the toxic work environment and did not speak up received perks including new iPhones, JetBlue gift cards, and other swag the show keeps on hand from its sponsors. We all have a kind of "this isn't normal" feeling about how people get treated there, said one of the former employees. In the BuzzFeed News report, the employees blamed the executive producers more than DeGeneres for the toxic set, though they also said DeGeneres should pay more attention to how her employees are treated. One ex-employee told BuzzFeed News, if she wants to have her own show and have her name on the show title, she needs to be more involved to see what's going on. Another former employee told BuzzFeed News that their position was eliminated after taking medical leave for a month to check into a mental health facility. You'd think that if someone just tried to kill themselves, you don't want to add any more stress to their lives, the employee said. 4 other employees and medical records corroborated the employee's claim, according to the BuzzFeed. What do you personally think about The Ellen Show? Do you agree with Ellen and her producers, or do you think it's time the show finally comes to an end? Let us know in the comments below. If you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss the latest updates fresh out of Hollywood.